Hang on. Is okay. Trying to make sure it's recording. Okay, it's recording.
Alright.
Welcome to the Pie Factory. I'm your tour guide 3. What?
What?
You just said, it did something. Yeah, oh.
Nothing.
Okay. Anyway, so welcome back to more Sakura Angels. This is our second recording session. And I'm joined once again by Weekly Over 9000.
Yep.
Also known as Liam, and that was too close. I think it's time for a tactical retreat when you oh yeah. Yes, that's right. That's... Right.
Are we really just gonna run? I can still... I can still fight.
Oh hush, oh wait. I don't have the music on, hang on a sec.
Okay.
I forgot to turn the music. I forgot. Okay.
Alright.
Alright, return. Alright, now go. Shush. You can barely stand. Come on.
While our opponent is still reeling from the attack, my saviors take their opportunity to dash toward me, each of them hooking an arm around me as the weapons shatter into crystals and begin reforming into familiar wings upon their backs. Wait, what are you guys doing?
Hold on tight, okay?
Before I can protest any further, they both kick off from the ground and we begin to ascend. Up. Into the air. We're flying. We're actually flying. What? Hey, no, put me down. Couldn't we just run? Quit thrashing around or we're going to drop you, you idiot. I will do no such thing. This is insane. Ugh. I think I'm gonna puke. Hey, don't you dare, I'll make you wish you were still back down there with that freak of a girl. We continue to trail through the sky, bursting through the clouds as if it were nothing. The wind roaring past me, the glimmering city lights below, the turbulence from being carried by the pair. It's all so nauseating. I really don't know if I can stand much more of this.
So you think we lost her?
Slowing to a gentle hover and keeping me firmly in their grip, I hope at least, they throw a glance over their shoulders, only just now being able to catch a breath. I think so. I can't believe we had to flee.
Hey! We didn't flee, okay? It was a tactical retreat.
Call it what you want, but we were lucky to keep our heads intact back then. Silence takes over the pair as they fall into thought. So,
Huh? Kent? Oh! I'd almost forgotten about you, sorry.
That's a bit worrying, considering you're the only thing keeping me from falling to a painful and gruesome death.
You're not hurt, are you?
No, I'm fine. Just, can you maybe, I don't know, put me down now?!
Right. I think it's safe now. Down we go.
We begin to descend from out of the clouds, and it isn't long before my feet finally come into contact with the ground again. The safe, wonderful ground, after restraining myself from wanting to kiss it. I collapse onto my knees, my stomach heaving. Never again. Flying just isn't for me.
You okay there?
Sakura gives me a solid pat on the back, which does little in the way of helping my stomach. Don't! can barely get my words out after such a traumatic experience. I take in a deep breath and try again. Don't ever do that again. At least without asking if it's okay first. It was an emergency, you wimp. Hikari takes her turn to pat me on the back, though it's more of a thump than anything, like a punch. Ugh. You think I enjoyed having to hold on to you for that long? Okay, I get it. Just, no more patting. Ugh. Sayaka circles around and bends forward to look at me, concern across her face.
Whoa! I don't think I've ever seen someone's face go so green before. Not a big fan of flying, I guess?
Whatever gave you that idea? I take a moment before finally straightening myself up. Okay, I think I'm good now. While I was recovering, it looks like Sayaka and Hikari were keeping guard, watching deep into the night for any signs of life. But it looks like they weren't being bothered enough. They weren't bothered enough to pursue. Weird. Okay, so I know all I've pretty much done is ask you guys questions since we met, but...
If you're wondering who that creepy girl is, I honestly have no idea.
Are you sure? She looks like one of you. You know, with magical outfit and the wings. Oops! I might have said the wrong thing there. They both turned to me, fire in their eyes. Even Sayaka, who I thought was pretty easygoing, seemed angry at me here. Did you just compare us to that thing? I didn't mean to... There's a world of distance between us and whatever the heck she was. For one, did you not see her eyes? She's completely insane. There wasn't a hint of sanity left. Kari wraps her arms around herself to fight off a shiver. Just thinking about her creeps me out.
I guess looking at it from your perspective, Kenta, she might seem the same as us. With her general look and how her magic seems to work. But everything about her is twisted. The dark shades, the black wings, even those horns. It's like they set out to become the complete opposite of what we are. Nothing about her power seems natural either.
And your power is?
Of course. We worked hard to get where we are today, you know? It's not like we were just born like this. With her, though, it's like it was just...
She falls silent, deep in thought. Man, I really don't get any of this. All I know is that apparently those monsters aren't the only thing I have to fear now. Apparently done thinking, Sayaka snaps back into reality and grins.
I think we've had enough excitement for one day anyway. How about we get you home now?
She reaches out to take a hold of my arm, but I'm one step ahead and jump back. I can already tell what she has in mind. No more flying. We'll walk, okay? Walk!
Aww. You're sure. It's much safer in the skies, though.
Like hell it is. I was lucky I didn't have a heart attack when they were driving me through the clouds like that. Completely shattered after all the events of today, we start the journey back home. It isn't long before we arrive back in my house, and I can happily say we ran into no more monsters or crazy scythe-wielding girls along the way. I can't believe I even have to take them into consideration now. What has my life become? Reaching the front door of my house, however, I'm posed with a problem. Those two girls insist on protecting me, and were just about to follow me straight into my house before I realized they were still there. So I get the idea my parents might be opposed to me bringing in two complete strangers. Girls, at that. Plus, that would just lead them to a whole new line of questioning from them. And I'd rather not get them involved into this mess, too. So it took a while, and a lot of negotiating, and I really mean a lot. I was pretty much on my knees at one point, but I was able to persuade them that I would be perfectly safe in my house. They finally withdrew for the night, giving me some much-needed room to breathe. They did say they wouldn't be too far away, though, if I ever needed them, and that worries me. I close the front door and almost collapse against it with a drawn-out sigh. Any borrowed strength I might have had up until this point draining from me completely. What a day. My head aches. My arms throb. My legs feel like they're about to give way. I can't believe I'm even still standing after all that. The smell of food is heavy in the air, the aroma enough to make my mouth water. Oh, right. I think I had forgotten to eat today. I should probably fix that if I want any chance of surviving what tomorrow might bring me. Apparently I'm just in time, as the food is all set on the table, with my parents about to dig in. This short window of time in the evening is really the only chance I ever get to see my parents outside of the holidays. So I usually cherish these dinners and try to engage with them as best I can. But today I can hardly even get a word out. I sort of just grunt in their direction before I collapse into the dining chair. As the meal goes on, the usual questions come up between us, such as how our day was went, and if I had been up to much. Despite looking completely shattered, I say it was just like any other day. I get concerned looks, but they don't have any reason to doubt me. Before long, dinner is finished. And after several extra helpings, I can't think of anything better to do than to call it an early night. I make myself excused and head for my room, my steps unsteady. I drop onto my bed, face first, the mattress giving out a groan. It can't be later than 9 p.m. Already I want to sleep. Is every day going to be like this from here on out? Hope not. While I could just as easily fall asleep in the current position I'm in, there's probably a good risk I might suffocate, so I guess I might as well do things the proper way, if I have to. I push myself off the bed and go to close the curtains. Huh? Maybe I already fell asleep. As I went to close the curtains, my eyes were drawn to an amber glow down in my garden. A fire. A campfire, to be precise. I'll give you 3 guesses as to who that campfire belongs to. Yep. The 2 magical girls. Sayaka and Hikari seem to have taken it upon themselves to set up a little base camp in my back garden, complete with a tent and fire. I guess when they said they'd be close by, they really meant close by. I think they're trying to cook something, going by the pan over the fire. I didn't realize their lives were so rough with how glamorous they generally look. Oh, they saw me. Sayaka gives me an enthusiastic wave my way, taking her eyes off the pan. Yeah, okay, hi. I give a feeble wave back. Somehow I get the feeling I should be worrying about this far more than I am. But, whatever. This can wait until tomorrow. I draw the curtains shut, right as whatever Sayaka was cooking in the pan ignites into a tremendous fire. I just about hear Hikari's scream of terror through the window panes. Letting out one final mighty yawn, I flop backwards onto my bed, and it's not long before whatever semblance of consciousness I might have had left drifts into the night. Streams of light filter into the curtains, rousing me out of the sleep that I wanted to last forever. I have half a mind just to turn over and wrap myself tighter in my blanket, but I guess I have enough to worry about right now without adding being late to school on top of everything else. Let's tackle the day, I guess. I roll out from under the covers and crash to the floor with the grace of a sloth. Ow! On top of everything else still aching from yesterday, my head thumps once more, right on schedule. I really wish it would cut me a break. Just this one time! Starting from a crawl along the floor, and gradually pulling myself up into a walk, as if I was evolving in real time, I tug the curtains open. I look down the garden to find it completely empty. Not a trace of a fire, tent, or the girls. Maybe I really was dreaming last night. I mean, they couldn't really be as stupid as to camp in plain sight like that. Fire alone would be enough for the police to be brought down. That's one less thing for me to stress about, at least. Thank God. Right. I better not waste any more time, or I'm going to miss my chance to have a proper breakfast like yesterday. Pawing at the dust around my eyes, I start for the bathroom. A nice hot shower should do wonders. I pull up to the door and the bathroom, and...
Oh boy.
Yep! What? The bathroom is occupied. What the heck are you gawking at? Close the door! Sorry, my bad. I slammed the door back shut, my heart an erratic mess. That was a close one. Wait a second. Something isn't adding up here. I opened the door again, the sight taking away my breath once more, even though I already knew what to expect. Ah! What are you doing now? You pervert! I knew it. It is Hikari. And rather underdressed Hikari at that. She's caught like a deer frozen in the headlights, her entire body tensing up in a near statuesque pose. She's down to a rather extravagant underwear, if you don't count the socks she was in the process of taking off. Huh, imagine everything. With how she's bent forward like this, my eyes can't help but gravitate to a rather ample... Kenta! Huh? I snapped out of whatever daze I might have been by her shrill tone. What was I doing again? What are you doing? Shut the door already! Wait. Shouldn't I be asking what you're doing in my house? What does it look like, genius? Now go away! Her face is beet red. She's practically trembling with anger, though still frozen in place. But how am I the one at fault here? Hey now, don't get mad at me! I don't remember ever giving you guys permission to freely use my house. Especially not the shower. Close the door! Not until you close the door! Okay, but can you just... Her eyes get off a dangerous glow, the room rumbling ever so slightly with a frightening power. I guess this can wait until afterwards. If I want to keep my house intact, at least. Okay. My bad. Really. Flashing an apologetic smile and laughing nervously, I bring the door to a close once more. As demonstrated last night, sometimes retreating is the best course of action. Well, after that little, situation, I find myself downstairs, both of the girls present. Saiga has the same cheerful grin as ever, while Hikari looks like she wants to grab the nearest sharp object she can find and gut me with it. Again, that wasn't my fault. How was I supposed to know? So, do you guys want to explain yourselves? She tilts her head, giving me a confused look. Oh, come on! How can I be the only one to find something strange with this? Well, I mean, what are you guys doing in my house? Using my things, even.
Oh, that's simple. Since we've been watching over you for a while now, we noticed that your parents always seem to leave really early in the morning, and that you're the only other one that lives here. So we figured it'd be fine if we just, let ourselves in to borrow the shower and stuff.
So you pretty much just broke into my house.
That's a bit of an extreme way to put it. We made sure to fix the window,
You did what? I quickly throw a glance around.
It took me a second to get that.
Looking for any windows in sight. No trace of a break-in, at least. Jeez, what did they do? Throw a brick through one? I thought people who knew magic would be more subtle.
See? It's all good.
She tries her best to reassure me with her limitless optimism, her hands on her hips with a blinding smile. I can't say I mirror her enthusiasm, though. I bring a palm to my forehead, a headache beginning to set in, and for once I know the cause of this one. Is this really necessary? Can't you guys just like magic yourselves clean or whatever? I get cold stares from both of them. I said the wrong thing again, didn't I? Kenta, our magic isn't just some convenient tool we can use so carelessly in our everyday lives. Hikari finally speaks up again, having gotten over her mini sulk. It takes a lot of energy just to do something as simple as fly. And we always need to make sure we have energy in reserve in case of a surprise attack like last night. You really think it would be a smart idea to waste that precious energy on something that could be done so easily with an actual shower? Fair point. So, what I'm getting out of this is, so what you're saying is you could magic yourselves clean. Her eyes narrow. She takes in a deep breath, her cheeks puffing out dangerously. Why do I suddenly fear for my ears? You're an idiot. She sighs instead, fear escaping her in one long, drawn-out breath of defeat. My eardrums are safe for another day. I catch a glance at the clock on the wall. All this drama has really eaten into my free time before school. If I don't start breakfast now, there'll be no way I'll make it in time. You guys do whatever then. I'm going to make some food. I start for the kitchen, but Sakura cuts me off, sliding in front of me. Her eyes are almost sparkling as she leans forward. Oh, that's you. I did it again.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. Let us make breakfast instead. Consider it our way of saying sorry for this little mess. Right, Hikari?
She pulls Hikari in by the arm. What? I didn't agree to...
Right, Hikari?
She tightens her grip on Hikari's arm, a deadly edge behind her otherwise cheerful words. Ow, okay. Letting them cook. I'm not so sure.
What's the worst that could happen?
Alright. I don't see the harm in it, I suppose. She seems to mean well, and it would be nice to take it easy after all this stress. Sure, go for it. Sakura beams, making me feel confident in my choice. I think.
You won't regret it. You just sit back, and we'll have something amazing whipped up for you in a flash.
With that, she spins on her heel and waltzes into the kitchen, dragging along with her a very reluctant Hikari. I take a seat in the connected dining room and ease myself into a chair. This'll be fine, right? It starts off
Oh boy.
I hear plates and utensils clatter around with cupboards, doors banging along. Do you even know what you're making?
We'll worry about that later. Now put some of this stuff in too. Oh god.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. The frantic chopping of vegetables sound out from behind me, mixed with Hikari's panicked yelps. Watch where you swinging that thing, you're going to take my head off. Are you sure that goes with that?
Sure it does. Clearly these girls are not as experienced with cooking as Machiko and Maiko.
Well, do you remember last night when they kind of blew up something?
Oh.
On the
yeah.
bonfire.
I didn't think of that. I have a creative eye for these things.
Is it supposed to go green?
Oh god. Oh god.
So we just put this on like this? I hear the unsettling whoosh of flames. Just how high are they putting it on at?
Oh god. What do you think this stuff is?
I have no idea.
Oh god. Oh well, in it goes anyway.
Things go silent in the kitchen. I can't tell if that's good or bad. I'm too scared to look. Is this really okay?
Yup. This is how it's supposed to. Wow.
Something explodes in the kitchen. Thick
Oh
plumes
god.
of acrid smoke waft into the dining space.
Oh god.
Put it out quick, it's going to spread.
How do I do that?
I don't know. Just try this. Boom. The roar of flames. I can see the flickering of amber in my peripheral vision.
Nope. That made it worse. Oh
How
god.
about this?
Maybe. It might have worked. Oh god. Or not. No more magic, okay?
This time will work for...
No more magic!
I don't know what else to do then.
God. Hiya!
Ah, you're getting it everywhere! I hear water splash.
God.
A good deal of it. Like an entire bucket's worth of the stuff. Is it...
Oh god.
Is it over?
think so? And look, the food is done.
I really don't think that's...
I said the food is done. Oh,
Apparently
boy.
done, cooking. The pair enter the dining space. Sayaka has a plate in hand, a good amount of steam, or maybe smoke, drifting from it.
I hope you're hungry, Kenta. We really went all out to make this, you know?
And by all out, they mean all out with ammunition and explosions.
Yeah, pretty much.
She puts a plate before me, a sincere smile on her face. I guess she really gave it her all. But it can't be called food. Oh, it's, charred, burnt crisp remain of what might have been food at some point sit on the plate. Feels like it might be hazardous to even breathe in the stuff. I can see Hikari lurking further back, clearly ashamed of whatever substance they had created. I guess this is my fault for letting them anywhere near the kitchen. I should take responsibility and...
Eat the food.
I have no choice, do I? I don't want to make her feel bad after she worked so hard to create whatever this is. Here I go, then. I give the substance a poke. It crumbles into a fine powder at the slightest touch. Okay. I'm sure even though it looks absolutely terrifying, it can't be that bad. Maybe there's something good under all these layers of burnt stuff. I scoop up as much as I can that doesn't crumble away from my hold and force it into my mouth despite all my instincts screaming at me not to. It's...
Well, is it amazing or what?
Sayaka leans in expectantly as I swallow it down. I think this must be what charcoal tastes like. I fight back the urge to choke and give her a smile and a nod. Mmm.
Really? Yay, I knew it! You should let us cook for you every morning!
Oh god. What have I done? And I still have an entire plate of this stuff left. These girls are clearly the real danger to my health and well-being right now. Breakfast soon comes to a close, with perhaps a more lively start to the morning than I'm generally used to. As much of a headache as they can be, it was actually sort of nice to not be completely alone in the morning. I wasn't about to tell them that, though, or I'd only encourage their almost criminal behavior in just waltzing into my house like that. I head out for school, my two bodyguards naturally at my side. I'm almost sort of getting used to this. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. The journey to school goes by peacefully, not a monster in sight, so I can't help but shake the feeling that something is watching me. Maybe I'm just getting a little paranoid after, 2 attempts on my life have been made already. I'm sure it's all in my head. I arrive at school with no time to spare. Huh? That's a first. It says no time to spare. I'm pretty sure they mean time to spare.
For me, it said time to spare.
Wait, I'm backing up. I need to see. Oh! They changed it in the update. I'm so used to no time to spare. That's what it said before the update. Huh?
Yeah, they must have fixed that. Which is good.
Sayaka and Hikari keep close to my side. So very close. I can practically feel the stares of my classmates, their looks ranging from resentful to jealous. I can't imagine what they must think of this whole situation. Hey, look guys.
Hmm? What's up?
Do you really have to stay so close to me? I appreciate what you're doing and all, but I think I'll be fine in school. But what if, as long as you're at least close by, I should be fine, right? And I think it'd be hard for a monster to get this close to me in class without at least having caused some sort of commotion beforehand. Hikari falls silent. She narrows her eyes into a glare and folds her arms together, tossing her head to the side. Fine. Whatever. She storms over to her desk and drops into the chair, her eyes straight forward, leaving me and Sayaka together. Did I upset her?
Don't worry. She's always like this. Give it time and she'll be back to her, less grumpier self. She only has your safety in mind, and is just worried about what might happen if she has to leave you. Heck, if I had my way, we wouldn't even let you go to school. We just keep you locked up in a nice room until this all blows over.
Dang. I don't think she realizes how scary that sounded, coupled with her usual grin.
You're right, though. Maybe we have been suffocating you a bit too much. I think we can afford to at least ease up during school.
Thank you. A loud sigh. Finally starting to listen to reason, if only a little. Bell sounds, signifying the start of class. Passed by a disgruntled Hikari on the way to my own desk. He doesn't even look my way. Harsh. The morning classes pass by in the blink of an eye, the lunch break soon arriving. I stand up and let out a yawn, only to find that I'm not alone. Come on, guys. We talked about this. As if the conversation this morning had never happened, I find both of my guardians standing around me, oblivious to my irritation.
What's up, Kenta? Aren't we going to get lunch now?
I'm going to get my own lunch. You guys don't need to be glued to my side. Go do your own things or whatever.
But what are we supposed to...
I don't know! Something! Anything! I feel like you two have been pretty much attached to me ever since I first met you yesterday. Some breathing room would be nice. I really am grateful that they're here. Otherwise I might have met a grisly end yesterday. But this is borderline stalking. I'm not even going to bring up how they camped outside and then proceeded to break into my house.
Oh, okay then. I get ya. Hikari understands too. I think. Come on, Hikari. It might be fun to explore the school a bit and see what it has to offer. We've never really had the chance to attend one before at all.
She's never been to school? Just where did these two come from? The more I talk to her, the more she makes herself sound more like an alien.
Alright then, Kenta. We'll go do our own thing for a bit. Just yell if you need us, and try not to die.
And like that, she marches off humming a happy tune. Hikari follows in her wake, but after giving me one last icy look, I can almost feel my shoulders begin to frost. Well, I did it. I somehow convinced them to give me some peace. For the time being, anyway. But now what? First and foremost, I should probably try not to forget about lunch again. Otherwise, I might just keel over it and have finished the job for whatever dark forces that are lurking out there. Head to the cafeteria. The cafeteria is, as you would expect during lunchtime, completely packed. Throngs of students take up what little walking space might have existed between the tables, equally as populated. I stand my ground and gradually... A throng? I think it means... a pack.
Okay. Continue.
I stand my ground and gradually work my way past the crashing waves of students that impede my path. Of course, getting food would never be so simple. Eventually, I work my way to the front of the line and approach the counter. Naturally, after all the students before me, there was very little in the way of choice. I guess it's either this sandwich or this other sandwich, neither of which seem amazingly appetizing. Ah, whatever. Anything will do after how much food I've missed out on. Cheap, bland sandwich in hand, I take a look over the tables.
Dang it, I was hoping we would get to choose sandwich.
Like before, they're all pretty packed. I do see one fairly empty table at the far end, with a familiar someone happily digging away at their lunch. Even from this distance, I can tell it's Sayaka, her vibrant brown hair instantly distinguishable from everyone else's. I don't see Hikari anywhere in sight. They must have decided to do their own thing for the break. I guess I want to sit down here to eat. Sayaka's table is the only choice. Do I really want to eat here? It's so noisy, I can't even think. She hasn't noticed me either, completely absorbed in the demolition of her food. Maybe I can slip away to the roof, where no doubt... dang it. Where no doubt it'll be more peaceful.
Okay, just out of curiosity, which one of these did you choose when you played this game?
I picked head for the roof.
Okay, because I did a little research, just to, I know you wanted me to go into this blind, but I just, did a little research, and apparently, choosing the other option gets you a gallery picture that
it does.
You probably haven't seen.
I've picked this one before. I've beaten the entire game.
Table?
I've 100%.
Oh, you 100%ed the game. Okay, well,
yeah.
Might as well show this off. Sit at Sayaka's table.
Oh no. Then again, I can't really be bothered to scale all the way up to the roof, where there's a seat right before me. It might be a wasted journey for whatever reason people are up there. The table it is. I approach Sayaka, whose eyes light up at the sight of me. Oh, that's you! Her cheeks full to bursting, she attempts to address me, frantically waving her hand in the air as food flies everywhere. Yeesh, don't talk with your mouth full. See, this is why I picked the other one. Hey! Is it okay if I sit here? She nods enthusiastically, shoveling another mouthful of food in. I'm no expert in this mouthful language, but I think she said, "Be my guest." I didn't notice it before, but she has tons of food on her tray. Enough for 10 students at least. I'm not really sure how she got away with so many portions. It's no wonder that the pickings were slim by the time I got there. I'm wondering if magic was used in persuading them to so willingly give her all of this. It's scary to think just how easily she's been wrapping this school around her fingers since she arrived. I mean, right now, she's only used it to enroll herself and get extra portions. Where does it end? There's almost something sinister to it all. Joining her at the table, I unwrap my sandwich and take a bite. Yep, just as bland as I thought it would be. Just the way I like it. Apparently done with whatever food she had crammed into her mouth, like some kind of hamster, she's finally free to talk. Though I can see her beginning to amass another shovel's worth. She's like a machine. Yeah, I did, but there was nowhere else to really sit, so...
It's okay. You can admit that you just missed me so much and couldn't bear another moment alone without me. I won't tell Hikari.
She grins and takes another bite. Ah, fine. That's the point. Where is Hikari? I thought she'd be with you. It's okay. Finish your mouthful first. It's not that urgent. I bring out my arms to shelter myself from flecks of stray food that she excitedly tries to explain things. Gross.
I was saying, she doesn't like all the crowds and noise, so she wandered off on her own, mumbling something about finding a more quiet place.
Gee. Do you think she's okay?
Probably.
She wolfs down another bite. Less than half of the food left from what I first saw before I sat down. Where is it all going in that slim figure of hers?
I think we'll know if something happens to her. Or more like the whole school will know. She gets crazy strong when she's angry. Oh god. You won't like her when she's angry.
I think. So basically, if we feel the entire school rumble, we can assume something has happened to Hikari. So how are you finding your time in school? think you mentioned something about having never been to one before?
Oh yeah, it's great. Everyone is so friendly, and the food is amazing.
Got that.
And we will continue this in the next episode, because the timer is almost out, so do the outro.
Alright, thank you so much for watching, I appreciate it, and I'm Wheatley over 9000, and see you all in the next video. And as always, continue testing, everyone.
Alright. Welcome to the Pie Factory. I'm your tour guide, Pie43. Welcome back to more Sakura Angels with Wheatley over 9000, aka Leon.
Hello.
And now we continue.
As if to emphasize that point, she stabs into her food, her face practically glowing.
And maybe I should have. Wait, did I skip a line? Hang on.
No, you didn't.
Okay, never mind. And maybe I should have worded it better. It's not that Hikari and I have never been to a school. We just haven't been to a, well, normal one.
What? Did you guys go to some sort of magic school or something?
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really being serious. I didn't expect her to answer so honestly. Really? Her mouth full again, she nods, having learned at least some manners. That's a really, by the looks of things. Huh? A magic school, where they teach magic. That sounds like it could have been fun. Sakura's expression darkens. Did I say the wrong thing again?
It's not something I'd ever like to go through again. Let's just say that. Magic isn't something you just pick up in a day. Usually takes about 7 years.
Nah.
There's years of studying, training, and...
She clamps her mouth shut and slaps a hand across as if to stop any more words from leaking out. Damn it. Realized. Oops, felt it.
Silly me. Close one.
One of these days, I'm going to find out just what the heck these two are. And any day now, and she'll slip up completely and spill everything. Okay then, if I'm not allowed to know more about this fancy magic organization you're part of, can I at least know a little more about you?
Huh? Me?
I mean, you seem to know everything there is to know about me, for whatever creepy reason, so it'd be nice to if I knew a bit more about the people protecting me, magic aside. Man, she really has to think about this. Is it really that difficult for her to think of something that isn't magic related she can actually share with me?
This is pretty much a full-time job, so I don't really get much time to myself. I'm not sure if there's much I can tell you without the big guys back at home getting grumpy at me. But, you know...
She sweeps her gaze over the cafeteria, a small smile growing on her face.
Being assigned to watch over you has actually been one of the most laid-back assignments we've had. We've been given the chance to enroll and live out something of a normal life here in the school.
Well, I'm not really sure if I'd classify what they did as enroll, but I get what she means.
Hang on, my computer. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay. Just being able to kick back and take things easy, like a normal girl. I didn't think I'd ever be able to do that. You know, I'm gonna miss this place when everything is finished here.
She falls silent, her eyes distant. She's lost in another world right now, deep in her thoughts. I never figured her as the kind to do all this deep thinking. Like a normal girl. Does that mean she doesn't have a magic way of life? I can see how it might get tiring if you had to battle things constantly like a monster I saw the other day. But she chose that lifestyle, right? At least I think she must have. I can't really ask her, as I don't think I'll get away with more magic-related questions for the day.
Hey, Kenta?
Yeah? Eyes glimmering and glistening lips parted ever so slightly, she gives me a look that makes my heart throb. Why do I get the feeling she's about to ask me something really important here?
Are you gonna finish that?
I don't remember that. I don't.
Oh,
God dang it. Her eyes fall to the sandwich in my hand, still with only one bite in it. Oh, no, I'm fine. Here.
Thanks! You're the best!
Still in a daze, from the look she gave me a moment ago, she snatches the sandwich out of my hand without resistance. Wait, what just happened? I'm left staring blankly at my empty hand, the majority of my sandwich already lost to the black hole that is Sayaka's stomach. I may have made a mistake here. I noticed her tray is completely empty too. Spotless even. She's a monster! The lunch break soon comes to an end, and we're whisked back to class. The rest of the school day goes by fairly normally. No crazy attacks, no monsters. I still can't shake the feeling something is watching me though. Another day down, another walk home. My two guardians by my side. They seem noticeably more intense compared to last night. After how close that fight was, I really don't blame them. We were lucky she didn't pursue us back then, or that could have been it for me. No, it would have spelled the end for everyone. The journey back is silent, both the girls' faces mirroring each other in a look of sheer determination. They seem ready to spring into action at the slightest sign of danger, so I don't want to break their concentration with mindless small talk. Gradually, the sun sets on our route ahead, streetlights flickering to life overhead one by one. Great. The more that shadows begin to creep in all around us, the more tense I feel myself become. I come to a stop. Something doesn't feel right.
Kenta? What's wrong?
There it is again. That damn headache out of nowhere. Wait. Hasn't there always been a pattern with these headaches? They don't usually happen during the day unless...
Oh, right on time. You really do make this easy, you know.
Of course. We walked right into it. I really need to start to find a new route home. A sultry laugh drifts from out of the darkness, causing both the girls to assume offensive positions. It could only be one person. Receding wings unfurl from amidst the night sky, and the amber-eyed adversary from before makes her presence known in a storm of black feathers. What was her name? Yuzuki? I guess it doesn't matter. Names mean nothing right now. She has a maniacal look in her eye, a killer glint. Much like before, she isn't here to play around. There's only one thing she's after. Me. Light floods in and dispels the darkness for only a moment as the pair don their battle gear, weapons in hand.
Kenta, get back!
Right. I know how this works, okay? Not needing to be told twice, I sprint a good distance from the three girls as to not get caught up in any crossfire. But are they going to be able to win? Yuzuki hardly broke a sweat last night, and was able to keep them both at bay at once with that scythe of hers. The difference in power is just too much. Not to mention my guardians have some serious issues with working together as a team. Last night was a complete disaster. I fear we might have to take another tactical retreat, and I'm not sure if I have the stomach for it. Yuzuki lands gracefully before Sayaka and Hikari, an unsettling grin spreading from ear to ear on her face.
I've got to say, I'm surprised you even want to fight. I thought you might just turn tail again. I suppose things are more fun this way.
Her dark wings erupt into a stream of feathers, which reform into a deadly scythe within her hands.
Now, which one of you wants to die a miserable death first?
She says with a...
Hikari, now!
Oh. Hikari nods and lunges for Yuzuki before she can make the first move. Sakura kicks off the ground and flies a good deal backwards as she readies an arrow in her bow. Am I interesting team play here? It certainly makes a change after last night's disaster.
It's all useless.
Yuzuki reacts like lightning and brings her scythe to a whirl, clashing with Hikari's sword. A shockwave bursts through the street as the two weapons collide, shattering nearby glass and warping street signs. A testament to just how strong these girls are. I'm beginning to see shades of last night's fight. Yuzuki has the advantage in terms of brute strength, and she'll no doubt push back against Hikari's blade. But Hikari doesn't seem nervous at all. In fact, she seems confident. Light, come forth! Hikari stands her ground in the clash with gritted teeth, and her sword gives off a vibrant glow at her command, a glow that continues to intensify until it engulfs the clashing pair in a blinding light. I'm forced to shield my eyes with my arm, as if I were staring at the sun itself. It was bad enough for me at this distance, but I can't imagine how bad it must have been for both of them. In the safety of my sleeve, I peer back out of the battle, the light fading slightly. It seems Yuzuki wasn't expecting that at all. She's reeling back from it all, a hand to her face.
What do you think you're playing at?
And Hikari, duck!
Sakura lets loose the arrow she had been charging since the pair had clashed. It rockets off with unreal speed, leaving a trail of glimmering sparks in its wake as it homes in on Yuzuki. Hikari pulls back at Sakura's voice and ducks to just barely avoid the arrow coming her way. It's a direct hit. The arrow bursts upon impact and sends Yuzuki skidding backwards as she desperately tries to keep upright. It doesn't end there, though. Hikari hops to her feet and charges in for a follow-up attack whilst Yuzuki is trying her best to recover from the arrow. Is the gallery picture? Yep. Steel sings as Hikari kicks off from the ground and goes for a crushing blow to the head. This should be it. I can't see how she'll escape from Hikari's blade now. It's over! The ground under my feet gives off a quake as she lands. A good half of the road splits under her blade, and chunks of concrete rain everywhere. It was a devastating attack, to be sure. Surely no one could have survived a blow like that, but... What? Hikari is just as bewildered as I am. The dark girl is nowhere to be seen. A single black feather drifts down from where she once stood. She just... A sinister giggle echoes from the shadows. Did Yuzuki teleport? Or is she just so fast I couldn't keep up? Hikari bolts at this sound and shoots Sakura a frenzied look. Sakura! Look up!
Huh?
Something glimmers from out of the darkness behind her and then lashes out with a vicious swing. Sakura just barely reacts in time, jumping to avoid the fatal slap. At least, oh god, this part. At least, I thought she had avoided it.
Yeah!
There was a sudden burst and Sakura lets out a shriek. She herself looks unharmed, but a good portion of her outfit is in tatters. Fragments of what used to be her outfit rain down from above, well and truly diced by the mad girl's scythe. I mean, it's horrible. There's hardly anything left. From where I'm standing, I can practically see... Huh? I lost track of what I was thinking about there. Sorry. Fight. Bad. Damage? Terrible. Okay, I'm back on track. This is insane. If she had just reacted just a fraction of a second slower, her outfit wouldn't have been the only thing cut to ribbons by that attack. I thought Yuzuki seemed bad before, but if anything, tonight she seems even stronger. Or it's just all in my head. The pair learned from their mistakes the previous night and devised something almost resembling teamwork tonight to try and put an end to her. She hits back twice as hard anyway. Sakura and Hikari have given it their all, and this monster still has the upper hand. I wonder if they have any tricks left. I suppose I should put more faith in my guardian angels, even if things look dire right now. They're surely trained for these kinds of intense battles, and must have at least something to fall back on. Something that I hope doesn't involve flying again. I really, really don't want to fly again. At this point, I'll take my chances with Yuzuki. Saika hugs herself in an effort to cover up, her face flushed with embarrassment. I can't imagine this being convenient at all during a fight, especially not one as serious as this. I feel like I shouldn't be watching this. If this is an important fight, I can't afford to take my eyes off it. Or something like that.
This is terrible. I can't fight like this. Oh, what do I do?
With what should be a fairly troubling scene for her partner, Hikari actually seems more annoyed than anything as she rushes over. Come on, stop screwing around! She stomps her foot and scolds her half-naked partner. That seems like a rather bizarre way to treat someone in such a state. You know damn well that you can just regenerate your outfit. Eh? She can? So why has she been acting like she has?
This is so Huh? Oh, right.
There's another flash, and her outfit is restored to what it once was. Gosh dang it, Winged Cloud. Huh?
Brilliant.
It really was that easy.
My bad. I totally forgot.
Hikari hoists her sword up onto her shoulder and lets out a sigh, the dangerous vein just faintly visible on her forehead. You know, for some twisted reason, I think part of you wanted to show off, maybe to a certain somebody.
Me? Never. Though, you're sure when to talk, accidentally leaving the door unlocked. Oh.
Bonk! Hikari raps her on the head. What is even...
Ow! I was kidding!
Guys, aren't you forgetting something? I mean, it's not like you were in the middle of a fight or anything. Wait, that's a point. Yuzuki could have torn these two up while they were arguing. Where did she go after that attack? As if suddenly realizing the fact as well, both of the girls jumped into serious mode, if that's even possible, and assume offensive stances once more. Did you catch where she went to? Why do I even ask? I'm beginning to grow uneasy. I instinctively throw a glance over my shoulder, only to be met with a maniacal smile.
Boo.
You! She's right behind me. How did she manage that? Then again, I guess it probably wasn't that difficult a feat with how distracted my supposed guardians can get. I stumbled backwards with a gasp, just narrowly avoiding her outstretched grasp as she reaches for me with a limp.
Kenta! Damn it. I was so close as well.
Yep.
That's a typo they did not fix in the update.
Yep. The dark girl winces and her shoulder sinks. Seems like she's barely any strength left. It seems like she barely any strength left, as she just barely keeps a hold of her scythe limply at her side. Maybe the combined attack before was more effective than I thought, and finally all caught up to her, her energy reserves well and truly spent. This was probably her last-ditch attempt to get me. I'm lucky I turned around when I did. She gives me a narrow glare. She staggers back a few steps, my bodyguards catching up to me. Amber eyes full of hatred, she shifts her gaze to Saika and Hikari.
Looks like it's my turn to retreat for the night. Don't think you've won anything just yet. You got lucky with that cheap shot, but don't expect it to work a second time. Kenta will be mine. But don't worry, I'm not cruel enough as to part ways without leaving you something to play with. Until we meet again.
She begins to sink back into the shadows, giving off another devious laugh, despite her limping retreat. That last part of what she said worries me. Something to play with. Like how you're going anywhere. We're gonna finish this fight right here and now.
Hikari, maybe we should be...
Hikari disregards her partner's advice and blazes forward, sword at the ready. Seems like her blade is just about to connect with Yuzuki before she can make her escape. Suddenly, something suddenly whips out, as if appearing out of nowhere, and takes Hikari off of her feet, hoisting her high into the air. A thick, slimy appendage. A tentacle? Hikari drops her sword after being blindsided by the beast and is left wrestling helplessly against the writhing tendrils as they work to ensnare her. Wah! Hey, no! Let me go! I see her hands give off a glow. That's right. If she doesn't have a weapon, she still has her magic. She should be able to make quick work of this thing, sword or not. Now I'll show you, huh? Or maybe not. The beast is one step ahead of her and works to bind her hands, leaving her well and truly helpless. The tentacles creep in even closer, oozing a pungent substance that coats a good majority of her. Ah, this is so disgusting. I don't think all the showers in the world are going to be able to get this stuff out of my hair. She bemoans her disgusting predicament as she thrashes around, ultimately only resulting in the tentacles constricting tighter against her. Okay, so she can't save herself, but her trusty partner should be able to pierce the tentacles with a well-placed arrow, right? Right?
Bad doggies. Sit. Down. What? Stay.
What? When did they show up? Sakura is surrounded by a pack of those demonic dogs from before, the ones that nearly took my life. They must have charged
okay. I thought she was referring to the tentacles as the dogs.
As the tentacle creatures make itself known. Were they summoned by Yuzuki, I wonder? Wait, can she control them? Hello? Is anyone going to actually help here? This isn't as fun as it looks, you know. Kari keeps up a brave front, but I can see the tentacles are taking their toll on her. This is bad. Both of them are held up by monsters. While Sayaka is handy with the bow, I don't think she's all that good at close-up combat, so she might be in trouble here. And then, Hikari is clearly in need of assistance. The tentacles might completely crush her if nothing is done. So with both of them struggling, who's left to help them? Me? But I haven't ever fought anything in my life. I would have been dead long ago if these two hadn't made themselves known in my life. I clench my fists tight and throw a glance between the two girls. They've risked so much to help me before, while I've just stood on the sidelines like some sort of coward. They need my help. What can I do? I don't have any magic powers. I don't have super strength. I can't fly. I'm useless. Useless! I stomp the ground, cursing my weak nature. Huh? Something clatters at my foot. Hikari's sword. A sizable amount of steel that almost rivals Hikari herself in height. I crouch down to pick it up. Despite its size, it's surprisingly light. I'm allowed to take it up with just a single hand. This is crazy. I can't believe I've been thinking about doing this. I straighten up and tighten my hold on the sword, giving it a test swipe into the air. It slices through without much resistance and gives off a satisfying swish. It'll be just this easy, right? Air is one thing, but to even think about using this thing on something living, especially if they're monsters, I'm not so sure if I can follow through with this. Yeah! Oh, that's it.
Yep. Yeah. Don't touch me. Back.
It's crushing me! Someone help! I can hear cries of distress from both sides. Time is running out. I made up my mind. I can't save them both at once, though. We need some help more urgently.
Alright. For you, Hikari.
Thank you. I think it's clear that Hikari is the one in danger here. Those tentacles are pretty much squeezing the life out of her. I'm sure Sayaka has been in tougher situations before, so I feel confident in letting her handle those monsters. Hikari, hang on! I break into a sprint and head for the writhing massive tentacles that have laid their assault on an unfortunate Hikari. Stupid thing! If you hadn't caught me off guard, I could have... She continues to kick and wriggle around in its hold, but if anything, I think she's only making the whole situation worse on herself. I come to a screeching halt as I reach the monster, sword in hand. The tentacles seem like they want nothing to do with me, only focused on continuing their attack on Hikari. Funny that. Okay, this should be easy. Just like cutting away some weeds, right? Wriggling, slimy weeds. Weeds no less! steel myself as I pull back the sword. I can't hesitate any longer, or it might be too late. One clean swing is all I need to end this. So, here I go. Yeah! The sword slices through the tentacles like butter, severing them in two and relinquishing their hold on Hikari. Oh! He lands with a sticking slimy splash, looking somewhat dazed from the horse screams. Huh? I did it! I actually did something useful! The monster's body slinks into the shadows with a low groan. I guess I can't really do much with the majority of its tentacles and now writhing around on the ground. Kenta? Are you okay? Here, let me help you up. I hold my free hand out to her with an exhausted smile. You don't have to... She takes a good moment to debate things in her mind, even attempting to push herself up off the ground several times, only to slip right back down into the puddle of... whatever the heck the monster is. Gets the feeling she isn't used to accepting help from people. Okay, fine. Whatever. She finally grabs a hold of my hand and I hoist her up. Ugh. Her hand is coated in that foul slime. As this stuff washes off, once back on her feet, she takes a good moment to recompose herself. She tries to keep an air of dignity about herself despite being drenched head to toe in this stuff. She surveys the scene, her eyes finally moving from the wriggling tentacles aside on the ground before finally settling on her sword, still held firmly within my grasp. Her mouth open in shock, having finally pieced together what happened. Was it you who saved me, Kenta? She's completely taken aback. Is it really unbelievable that I did something useful for once? Okay, maybe it is. Yeah. I hope you don't mind that I had to borrow this. I can't help but feel embarrassed about this all. I was practically like a hero. It's a bizarre feeling. I hold out the sword towards her, still as lightly as ever. This thing is amazing. It felt like I was swinging a feather back there. She takes it after a few attempts at grabbing at air, her eyes still focused intently on me. She truly is shocked. That's fine. How are you able to... Oh.
Wah! Down, boy! Get back!
Sakura's cries of distress cut things short. Whoops. I got so caught up with saving Hikari, I had forgotten about Sakura completely. She's still dancing around, just barely keeping up with the rabid monsters. Hikari sighs and gives her sword a flourish. Ugh. This'll have to wait until later. She dashes toward her partner with a burst of speed and makes short work of the offending creatures, killing them all with one precise slash. They erupt into smoke, which is whisked away by the night air. Sheesh, Sayaka. What are you doing playing around with those things? I could have been killed if it weren't for Kenta.
Huh? Kenta?
Finally able to catch her breath, Sayaka gives me a puzzled look as I wander over to them. Kenta, he saved me.
Really? How on earth did he manage that?
She's in as much of a state of disbelief as Hikari was. I don't know. He just picked up my sword and...
Your sword? But how did he...
I know! Your guess is as good as mine. Just be thankful he could, though, or tonight might have ended up being our last. I get the feeling I'm missing something really important here. What's so special about me using her sword? I mean, I just picked it up and swung it. No big deal, right? Hikari suddenly lights up and strikes a pose, blade at the ready. Oh! That girl! Did she...
Yuzuki? Yeah, it looks like she got away while we were fussing over her pals.
Damn it! We were so close. Oh, this is the first time this music appears.
Ooh, it's nice.
She stomps her foot in frustration. The slime that no doubt oozed between her toes, giving off a squelch.
Maybe it's for the best. I don't think either of us are in any kind of condition to fight anymore.
Saga sighs dramatically and throws her hands up in the air. She's right. I can't imagine how much worse things could have been if that girl had still been around.
How about you, Kenta? How are you holding up?
Me? Let's see. I'm drenched in sweat and my heart is still thumping like crazy from the adrenaline rush. I think I might throw up, and my head feels like it might split open at any moment. I'm okay, actually. Oddly enough, I really do feel fine. Better than fine, in fact. I'm happy that I could finally do something, even if it wasn't much, so I'm not as much a burden for these two.
I think it's safe to say that we should call it a night now, huh?
Hikari peers into the darkness, still holding her sword firmly. She seems reluctant about giving up on the fight so soon.
Come on, Hikari. It's over. Hang on. We won!
Sayaka slaps a hand down on Hikari's tense shoulder, and she loosens it. Just a little. I refuse to believe she would just give up so easily. It doesn't make any sense.
Didn't you see her? She was really beat up. I think we did more damage to her than she's letting on. I'd be surprised if she even shows up tomorrow night.
Maybe. Hikari finally gives up, her sword fading with the dim light. She reluctantly joins the pair of us as we begin the journey home once more. Thank God that we walked. And with that, the chaotic night finally comes to an end. We get to live for yet another day. After tonight, I'm more grateful than ever for the existence of my guardian angels. However bizarre they might be at times. We part ways once we reach my house, so I know they'll be just a shout away if I need them, since they'll no doubt be camping in my garden again. I really don't understand how they don't get caught. I shut the door behind me and I'm greeted with the familiar aroma of home cooking. Safe at last. I think. At least the monsters haven't attacked me here anyway. They seem to only want to get me when I'm isolated from mostly everyone else. Let's hope things stay that way. No one else has to be dragged into this mess. Heck, I still don't even know why I'm in this situation to begin with. I join my parents at the table. The plates only just being set up. I get the same questioning look as before, maybe more so today because of how taxing that encounter had been on the body. I'm lucky enough to have not suffered any real damage, or at least anything noticeable at first glance, but they don't chase up any further on the matter. The usual conversations unfold, and once more it becomes my turn to talk about my day. I can only let out an awkward laugh and say it was the same as any other day. I wonder how they'd react if I told them there are two complete strangers potentially camping in our backyard. The peaceful, relaxing dinner comes to an end. Much like last night, I make myself scarce and drag myself up to my room, wanting nothing more than to collapse onto my bed for a good several days. Thankfully, it's the weekend tomorrow at least, so there's no worry about having to get up too early. But I get the feeling with those two girls around, I'm not going to be able to get much of a lie in. Speaking of the girls, do I go on to check? I heave a reluctant sigh and peek through the curtains. Yep. Tent. Campfire. An overcooked meal catching alight as the pair scramble to put it out. That's about what I expected. Shut the curtains and ignore the fact that the entire garden is in danger from catching fire.
Oh God.
I'm far too exhausted to worry about that. I'm sure it'll be fine. Most likely. Going to bed. The distressed cries of two supposed professionals are the last thing I hear before I drift off into the world of dreams. I wake with a groan, warm rays of the sun playing out of my slumber whether I like it or not. Alongside the expected headache, every muscle in my body screams out in protest as I try to push myself up. I don't get it. I didn't even exert myself that much the other day. Why do I feel so weak? It takes a good moment or so of struggling before my body finally complies and I tumble out of bed. I'm left staring at the ceiling in a daze for a second before I boot to life once more. What is wrong with me? Raising my shaky legs, I totter back and forth before I almost crash into the wall in an effort to support myself. Okay. Deep breaths. It appears I may have forgotten how to walk properly. No big deal. See if I can remember before I even think of attempting the stairs. Just one foot in front of the other. Left foot, right foot. Slowly but surely, I become steady with each step I take. Maybe I'm just more tired than I realize. If what's about to happen... Yep, I knew it. Having remembered the basics of human mobility once more, I head for the bathroom. As I approach the door,
boy.
I can't help but feel a sense of deja vu about the whole thing. Why is that, I wonder? I get the feeling there's something important I'm forgetting. Something potentially life-threatening. But I can't recall it all in such a groggy state. I'm sure I'll remember after a shower. Get ready.
Oh boy.
Shower. Shower. Shower? As I open the door, I'm greeted by a wisp of steam and the sound of running water. It looks like I won't be able to use the shower right now, since it's being used? At least I think it is. I'm having a little bit of trouble coming to terms with the sight before me.
Wow! Kenta? What are you doing?
I blink a few times. I really hope no one comes into my room right now. Yep. Still there. Saga is really there, using my shower. Huh? I gawked for a while longer, my hands fumbling limply at the door handle. All I have to do is close the door again and stop this being any more awkward than it already has become.
Okay, I will say
aside the
one
fact
thing.
that
This is worse than anything in Sakura's read,
Yeah.
as far as the image goes.
Yeah. Well, at least from what I've seen of Sakura's spirits so far, Sakura, whatever, it's mostly girls trying to seduce you. And that doesn't happen very often here.
Yeah.
Setting aside the fact that they broke into my house yet again, how is this my fault? I thought they would have learned how basic locks work after the mishap from yesterday morning. If anything, I'm the victim here. It's not fair.
Hello? Is anyone there? You can close the door now.
Saga breaks me out of my thoughts as she attempts to cover herself up the best she can, her face flushed with embarrassment. She's a lot more subdued compared to her usual outgoing self. I guess that's to be expected in an awkward situation like this. A situation that I'm only making more awkward the longer I stand here, wide-eyed by the door.
If you don't mind.
Right. My bad. At least Sayaka has more reason about this whole thing. I have a feeling if I had walked in on Hikari like this again, the house might not be standing. I avert my gaze, somehow, and pull the door to a close. Locks, people. Locks. They exist for a reason. Sheesh. I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to get that image out of my head now. Her wet hair, the water cascading down her body, I shake my head. Bad Kenta. Better than this. After all the commotion from what I'm hoping won't be a regular thing, I found myself downstairs with both of the girls. Really, guys? Is this necessary? There's no school today, remember?
But that's exactly why we're here.
Sayaka beams with a smile almost as bright as the sun itself. What?
Kenta, you don't have many friends, do you?
Where on earth did that come from? She isn't joking around either, as she says it with such a sincere look. Don't be stupid! I have plenty of friends! Oh? Name one. Hikari too? I'm beginning to feel ganged up on here. Friends?
What is
That's
with
easy.
her face?
There's... Oh, she's made that face before. I suppose you would compare it to the mischievous face in Sakura Clicker.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely what it looks like.
There's... well, let's see. How about... No. I guess I just say good morning to them and that's it. But surely, I can't really count them as friends either, since I've only worked a couple of times on projects with them. Uh-oh. This is bad. I can't actually come up with anyone! The look on my face says it all as Hikari has a smug look about her. I better change the subject. Fast. That doesn't matter. Why are you guys bringing this up anyway?
It's just, we noticed at school that you never really seem to talk to anyone.
Well, that's, because I've been busy dealing with you guys. Okay, grasping at straws here. That's the best I can come up with. Somehow I get the feeling they're not convinced. Heck, I'm not even convinced by my own words.
And over the past few weeks we've been watching over you. You only seem to ever leave the house for school before you come right back. Don't you get lonely, Kenta? It's not good for someone to completely shut themselves away like that. And to add to that, your parents always seem to be away working. So it's just you, all on your own.
Hey now, you shouldn't be worried about that part, or you wouldn't be able to use my house as freely as you do. But I guess she has a point. One I've realized myself, even if I don't want to fully admit it.
Which is why we're going to do something fun today. All three of us.
She claps her hand together and snaps me out of my depressing thoughts.
Believe it or not, Hikari and I don't really get a lot of free time. So we've never really been able to enjoy a weekend like this.
Hey, we're still on duty, you know. Don't forget that. But if Kenta decided he wanted to go out on such a sunny day, well, we would have no choice but to go along with him. Okay. I guess I don't really have a say in the matter, do I? They both smile innocently. I'm sure I'm being manipulated here. So, what did you have planned for today?
Ah! That's a secret. First, there's a matter of breakfast. Oh god.
Right. Breakfast. I have a terrifying flashback to yesterday and their supposed breakfast they had made for me, not to mention the state they had left the kitchen in afterward. It looked like a bomb had went off in there.
I think Hikari and I should handle breakfast again today. We've totally got it under control this time.
There's a choice you have to make here, and it is so funny what happens. We have?
Yep.
Hikari's face grows pale. She shoots me a look that says she wants me to put my foot down and end this madness before it can spiral any further out of control.
How about it, Kenta?
After careful deliberation, I say, no, nope, nuh-uh, how about no, ah ha 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 ha, nope, let's not, no. Oh, I'll think about it, okay, I've done thinking, no, sure, okay.
Whoa, that's a lot of choices, holy crap. No.
If you think about it, there are only two choices.
Sure, okay.
Well, sure. I can't see any reason why not. Is the complete opposite of what I'm going to say. I'd be insane to consider otherwise. It's okay. I'll handle the cooking. It was only one choice.
Aww.
She looks absolutely crushed, but I had to do it.
Wait a minute, I just said aw. I didn't even know her next line was going to be aw. I said that before I saw the line. That was my
I thought that
actual
was
reaction.
the line. But I had to do it for both Hikari's and my own safety. I mean, you girls must be exhausted after last night. I'd like to cook for you as my way of saying thanks.
Really?
Really?
Well, okay. Your loss. Breakfast really would have been better today.
Somehow I doubt that. I think destruction just comes naturally to both this girl and her partner in crime. You guys just sit right there. And don't touch anything flammable while I go fix us up something, okay? They both comply and take a seat at the table. Hikari seems relieved and nods like, "Thank you," my way as she passes by. The house is safe for another day. I quickly cook up something edible and disaster-free. Several times did I find myself having to shoo Sayaka away from the kitchen, as she snuck her way in, insisting she could help in some way. I almost had a heart attack at one point as I turned around to find her standing there with a knife and a dangerous expression on her face.
Oh god.
Oh, crud. Oh, shoot. That's better.
What?
My aspect ratio changed for some reason. I know she's just trying to help, but really now. So with breakfast out of the way, it seems like Sakura is finally ready to tell me what she had planned for the day. I can tell she's had trouble keeping it to herself this entire time, as she looks like she might burst at any moment, practically shaking with excitement. I don't even think Hikari truly knows what Sakura has in mind, as she seems uneasy.
Okay. It's time to discuss the plans for today. Kenta,
She suddenly thrusts a finger at me, catching me off guard as I jump a little. Yeah?
how do you feel about the beach?
I'm quoting someone right here. Are we going to the beach where people wear bikinis and get wet? The beach? I don't really...
What is that quote from?
I saw a guy play this game.
Okay. Great. So it's decided.
But I didn't agree to anything! Sayaka! Hikari is as distraught as I am about the whole thing. Sayaka seems like she's made up her mind, though. It's settled. Whether we like it or not.
Come on! It's the perfect weather. We'd be crazy not to go.
But going to the beach means... Hikari falls into troubled thought, her brow furrowing. I'm sure she has her own personal reason to hate this, as I have my own.
It'll be fine. Quit worrying, guys.
I know she said she was doing this for my benefit, since I don't get out that much, but at the moment I think the only person benefiting from this is Sakura herself. Clearly she just wants to do all of this stuff she hasn't been able to do before, and drag me along is the perfect excuse. She's so fired up about the whole thing now, I don't think I can say no. Heck, even if I said no, I get the feeling she'd just drag me down there anyway. Okay. But I'm blaming you guys if I ignite into flames the moment we set foot on the beach. I just don't have the skin for it. Kenta! You don't have to go along with everything she says, you know, it's perfectly fine sometimes to...
Hush now, Hikari. It's 2 against 1. You don't get any further say in the matter.
But...
You seemed excited about going out earlier.
I didn't think we were going to the beach of all places, though.
I don't know what it is that you're so afraid about, Hikari.
You know fine well what it is I'm afraid about. Sayaka takes a moment to think before she gives a teasing grin.
Oh, I see. But I'm not sure why you're worried about that. You have an amazing butt.
Shut up! Wham! Hikari drives the wind out of her partner with a flashing straight to the stomach. I don't even get what it is they're arguing about. Maybe it's for the best.
Okay. No need to get violent.
Sayaka keeps up her grin despite the fact that she's doubled over and clutching at her core. It really did look painful. Hikari pulls her arms together and lets out a huff, turning her head to the side. She's really against this thing, huh? If Kenta really wants to go, I'll have no choice, but this better not turn into a regular thing.
Yay!
Sayaka gives a hoarse cheer, still struggling to catch her breath. With everyone coming to an agreement on going to the beach today, some more reluctantly than others, we make our preparations before heading out into the world. The blindingly bright and hot world. For whatever reason, halfway into the journey, the girls sprinted ahead and told me they'd be waiting for me there. I thought they were supposed to always be by my side and protect me, especially when we were outside. The beach is clearly more important than my own life, though, so I'll let it slide this time. And they left me to carry the majority of the things, too. All the lunches and towels and whatever else Sayaka had loaded up in a frenzy. I'm just about able to keep upright with all those bags weighing down on me. Combine all that with the blazing sun and a near cloudless sky, I'm lucky I didn't pass out on the way there. I take the first step onto the sand. The beach at long last. The waves of
Oh
the
my
ocean
god,
lap
the
gently.
first, like, animated back.
Yep.
That's awesome!
I've heard that those never happen in Spirit.
Yeah, there aren't any animated backgrounds in Spirit. This is so cool!
The waves of the ocean lap gently at the shore, the water itself almost crystal clear as it stretches far into the horizon, merging with blue sky. It's a beautiful sight to be sure. I just wish it wasn't so hot. Surprisingly enough, the beach isn't that populated. There's a few people here and there, but it isn't as packed as I thought it would be. I suppose we are nearing the end of the season for this sort of stuff. I hope we don't stick out too much. That's the point. Just where exactly are the girls? Give the beach a scan over. Where could they be? I wander further onto the beach, the sand threatening to set fire to my feet the more I idle in it.
Yoo-hoo! Kenta, over here!
A familiar voice catches my attention. Finally. I turn to the source quest to find. Oh, wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I can see why they ran ahead now. Changing into the rather, let's say, flashy swimsuits. They're sharing the same beach chair, hugging together in a pose I can only guess they've been holding for a while as they wait for me to finally catch up.
Look, Hikari, he's speechless.
Sayaka giggles and hugs tighter against Hikari, who surprisingly also has a smile on her face. She must be enjoying this to a degree too, though her cheeks are definitely burning up. You don't have to stare this much. It's embarrassing. She tries to shy away, but she doesn't really have anywhere to go with Sayaka still on top of her. It's quite the compromising position.
Come on, Hikari. You don't have to be so modest. You look great and should show a little pride. You know, you've been turning heads ever since we showed up here.
What? Don't lie.
It's true. I'm pretty jealous, actually. It looks like you've stolen the show completely.
Sayaka turns her attention to me. Uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this.
So what do you think, Kenta? Which one of us looks better?
Oh, jeez. Really? You're gonna hit me with that? I should think carefully before I answer. You know, honestly, I feel like even if I thought Sayaka looked better, Sayaka is the one who's been saying that Hikari looks better.
Yeah, honestly, like, so far I like Sayaka better as a character, but I have to agree with you on this one. Hikari looks better in this one, so Hikari, of course.
Well, I suppose Hikari. Eh? If it was even possible, her face goes a deeper shade of red, and she fidgets some underneath Sayaka. You can't really mean that?
See? I told you! Even Kenta can't help but gawk at you. You and this perfect body of yours.
Sayaka giggles and begins prodding all over Hikari. Stop! Don't put me there! Hikari tries her best to stifle her own laughing as she rises underneath Sayaka and continues to assault her relentlessly. I think they've forgotten about me completely.
So jealous.
Okay, that's enough. You can stop now, Sayaka. Sayaka pays her desperate pleas no mind and carries on. I said that's enough!
Huh!
Having finally had enough, Hikari explodes and pushes her off of the chair. Sayaka tumbles down onto the sand, caught completely off guard. What? Your mic.
Cutting.
The Something's not right. Something's happening and you're not coming through. Can you hear me?
But you're
Am I coming through? Type in the chat if I am.
what?
Hello? Yo. Okay. I'm hearing myself. So, I think it's working again. I think it's
Okay,
working
hang on
now.
a sec. Okay.
I think it's working.
Yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Great. Having finally had enough, Hikari explodes and pushes her off of the chair. Sayaka tumbles down to the sand, caught completely off guard. I swear, there's something seriously wrong with you sometimes, Sayaka. Hikari heaves a sigh, finally able to recover after Sayaka's brutal assault of whatever that just was. Sayaka leaps up to her feet and holds her arms out wide with a grin as if to say, "Ta-da! I'm still alive!" No! It's happening again!
You could ask sleep.
Humph. Hikari throws herself back and lounges in her chair. Let's, have some fun now? Am I coming through? Because I can't hear myself. Oh my god, what's going on? Yo, is this working now? Apparently not, because I can't hear anything you're saying.